Good afternoon. My name is Mark Hundley, and I'm live at 5. I want to welcome you guys to Thursday afternoon and just talking about a few things that have been on my mind, and maybe they'll be on yours after we're finished. The very first thing I want to do, however, is give a shout out. I'm so honored to have many of you guys join me live, and then some of you join me later on and make comments or say hello at other times. But I want to say, give a big shout out and a hello to uh, a friend all the way in Birmingham, England, in the United Kingdom. I want to say hi to Louise. Louise engaged with me a little bit today on Facebook, and it was really neat to hear from her. So, hi, Louise. Thanks for joining and being a part of this today. I just want to share with you a couple of things, things that bug me from time to time about the ways we make choices and the kinds of things that we do when we have to make choices. You know about the either or. Either I go left or I go right at an intersection. I do this or I do that. I say yes or I say no. Either I be a part of something or I reject those kinds of engagements. So either or thinking is so ingrained in who we are and what we do that often it takes over and it limits our possibilities when really we ought to have more possibilities available to us. Lots of times when I'm working with students, they feel as if it's an either or. It's something that they have to do. I either have to do this or I have to do that. I have to go out with my boyfriend or I have to stay home. I have to pick up the phone and make that call or send that text, or I have to do my homework. And they get stuck in kind of a paralysis of analysis and have difficulty making a decision. I prefer, when possible, to engage with what I call both and thinking. This is not new to me, but it's just something that helps. Both and really broadens the horizon, gives us more perspectives, allows us to look at everything that's in front of us. Sometimes I think in life, particularly things like right now, we feel forced and pressured to do either or. Um, Sometimes when we're sad or when we've lost someone, we feel that we either have to grieve or work, and we have to ignore the other. We have to be sad or we have to engage with people, and we can't do both at the same time. Both and thinking really does help to broaden our perspective and our opportunities. One of the ways I use both and thinking is, I don't know about you, but in the middle of the night, and it's been a particularly bad lately, I have thoughts that just race in my brain and they wake me up and they're gnawing at my ears and they're swimming through my head, and it's difficult to tell them to go someplace else. So what I have to do sometimes is make an appointment with my thoughts or my feelings. And what I mean is this: I have to both live and do my work and work from home and pay attention to the details, and I have to pay attention to all the things that are in my head or around me. And so sometimes I have to make an appointment with my thoughts or my feelings. Have you ever seen the little toddler who's trying to get mom's attention, and it starts off kind of like this: Mom. Mom is busy on the phone. Mom, busy on the phone still. Mom, busy on the phone still. And then it gets louder and more angry. Mom, and mom is still busy, and then the little child begins to yank on mom's dress or pant leg. Mama, and it's like we're gonna have a fit. We're just gonna have a fit in the middle of the floor, and eventually mom will perhaps be upset and angry and pay attention to the child, when all that was necessary in the very beginning, when the child said, hey mom, was for the child to stop and say, or the mom to stop and say, hey look, I'm busy with this phone call, give me 30 seconds, I'll be off, and then I'm all yours. That child probably would have been okay with that. We have to do that sometimes with our thoughts and feelings. We have to make an appointment and say, look, right now I've got all these deadlines I have to meet, but you're important to me, sadness, you're important to me, anger, you're important to me, confusion. And at 2 o'clock, I'm going to stop what I'm doing, and I'm going to focus on you. And that's an internal self-care that we can give ourselves. Both and thinking also applies to every major decision and situation we face. We're not just limited to either or. Either I live with it or I don't. I accept it or I don't. I give an ultimatum to them or I don't. If I give an ultimatum, what happens if they fail to come through, and then I'm lost. I've lost that opportunity forever. So both and thinking really is perhaps a better way to approach all the things that we have in front of us. If I can stop and say to myself, I have to both take care of responsibilities right now in the way that they're designed, and I have an opportunity to look at all the other options, and I'll do that tomorrow. And you make an appointment with yourself to do so. I don't know, this may be a little bit rambling today, but in the middle of a pandemic and all of the uncertainty that we face right now, I think sometimes we feel like it's all either or. But I truly believe that if we can engage and embrace the possibility of the both and, we'll begin to feel better. We'll begin to feel more in control, at least that we're going to be having options to look at, and we're not just locked into a single way of thinking, feeling, or acting. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful evening. This is Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. It'll be our last session together. It's always fun, at least for me, to do this, and it's great to see you, at least virtually. Have a good evening. Take care of yourself. Do something good for yourself this evening, and rest well. See you tomorrow. Peace.